What's good? What's good? What's good? Beautiful people. It's your main man, Big G, coming at you all the way live. I'm in your space. I'm in your face. I'm definitely blessed to be here on this wonderful day. The great state of Mississippi is a little rainy, a lot of rainy, damn near hurricane type rainy, but it's still a beautiful day. Welcome. Welcome. I'm Network. We are live at 5 here on Industry Talk. I am your host, Big G. We're going to have an awesome conversation. Starting my day off with a smile. And you guys know I have such a beautiful smile. We got some exciting information that I'm going to share with you, ladies and gentlemen. But lock in. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend that we're here. Industry Talk. Let's get this conversation kicked all the way off. You're welcome. If you're hearing my voice, ladies and gentlemen, if you are hearing my voice, what I need you to do for me, what I would like for you to do, because I don't need anything except God to sit there and take me home when it's my time. To share this live. That's all. Share the live. Little button in the corner. And make sure that you let me know where you're chiming in, where you locked in from, where you listening in from. Because we hit you on all social platforms. We run across all. So where you chiming in from? Give everybody an opportunity to come on. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the show. And I should be tapping in with Terrell Braswell here in just a little bit. Looking forward to that before he gets on stage out there in Toledo. This is Industry Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Welcome. God damn welcome. Yes, indeed. Let's get this thing going. Before I start, I was running a little late today. And y'all let me know if y'all deal with this. If not, maybe it's just me. I was running a little late today. I don't like running late. But I was running late because of some unexpected internal look. Let me stop trying to sit there and sugarcoat this shit. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to go to the facilities, the laboratory, the restroom, el baño? And everything's working out fine. You know, it just hits you at the wrong time. But you still had to go take care of business. Now, everyone, I would imagine, I don't know how everyone else does their thing, but, you know, I know how I do my thing. And unexpectedly, I grabbed the roll of tissue paper, and I'm not paying too much attention. I'm not paying too much attention, but I grabbed the tissue, handle my business, you know what I'm saying? Fold, square, nice cushion, you know what I'm saying? And I commenced to the wiping process, right? I'm not trying to get too graphic, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm just expressing to you humiliating moments in life. And it's not my fault. Well, maybe it is my fault. But I'm not taking blame for this. The person that's to blame is the individual I don't even want to say it. It's embarrassing. But anyway, back to it. Whatever you do, people, do not, I repeat, because I'm used to Charmin. I'm used to Angel Soft. I don't know who produces Scott's. Okay, you know where I'm going with this, right? You know. My internet family, y'all know where I'm going with this. Now, I'm trying to express to you why I was running a little late. Trying to give it to you as real as I can, people. But I wasn't paying attention that I had some Scott's. Scott's is not the right tissue for an individual such as myself. No, it is not. Now, Scott's is like the lightweight tissue for cleaning something. I don't know. You ain't supposed to wipe nothing with Scott's. It's not like Brawny. It's not like Charmin. It's not like, no. And so when you're in a position and you're trying to clean yourself, that's the whole. I don't have a bidet. I don't have water that squirts up, and y'all know what the process is. It is strange to me too. But I don't have water that squirts up and purifies my bottom. And not only is Scott's a terrible tissue, it leaves an aftermath of cotton fibers. We ain't gonna get into that part of it. Let's get into the part that matters. Let's get to the part that matters. I ended up with fecal matter on my finger because the tissue disintegrated in the crack of my... Oh, people, y'all just don't understand. I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. But in this, and I could possibly be the only one. But in this particular situation, people, I was perplexed because my Angel Soft and Charmin doesn't fail me like this. Does not, will not, has not, never, fold, flip, ready to grip, wipe the ship. But Scott's, ladies and gentlemen, this slow down. Do you know how difficult it is to get fecal matter off of your finger? Your own fecal matter. Ugh, on your finger. There's nothing that you can do. I don't care how hard you try to clean it off. Well, I had to take another. I had to jump in the shower, people, with some bleach. I had to go through the whole process. So you're looking at a clean. On a lighter note, anyway, I had to tell y'all that because that was why I was running late. I understand. I don't like making excuses. That is not an excuse, but I couldn't just wash my hands. I could not just wash my hands and think that was going to be justice. And me sit in the studio office and wondering where the effluvia of ass is coming from. It's coming from my damn hand. So I had to jump in the shower and wash my ass. Totally. over some finger fecal matter. Don't laugh at me, people. Please don't laugh at me. The shit I go through in my life, the ups, the downs, I bring it to you. I'm letting you know. I can't hide that from you. I couldn't come on here and say I was running a little late. I was stuck in traffic because people would know I'm lying. I don't have traffic where I live. I don't have traffic. I live in a town so far, far away in the middle of somewhere that's nowhere. If you've never used Scott, don't try it. Don't even try it. Embarrassing. But on a lighter note, I acquired some of the best content. That's like that Geico commercial, you know what I'm saying? Or that what you call it, the whatever that Blue Ridge commercial, you know what I'm saying? Are you ready to get away? I experienced this morning some of the best. It was inspiring because it showed me love. It showed me family. It showed me commitment. It showed me patience. It showed me life, spice, spontaneity, improvisation, and some slickery. Slick. I'm talking slicker than a can of oil. I was watching my brother Jonathan Shaw and his daughter on screen today, right? And they were talking about initially prejudice, racism, and the things that we've gone through. And he was making reference to a song, right? I'm gonna let him, get into that with you tomorrow because he at least he says he was going to bring it to you tomorrow. But that's neither here nor there. That didn't even matter. That part of the conversation didn't even matter. It was good. It was insightful. We were getting there. He and his daughter were going back and forth in reference to racism. Has she ever experienced prejudice, the whole 9 yards? And what I'm saying is the conversation was such that it showed you young men and women, children, do not have a racist bone in their body. Not a one. They don't understand what it is until it's presented and taught to them. And then it's ingrained over time. And you could hear in her conversation that she was perplexed. She understood. She understands, but still, yet in fact, wondering why white people would call black people monkeys. Why? Just because we're black, we're monkeys? Similarities? What? I'm confused. But not the association of being in a derogatory sense. It's just the fact I don't look like a monkey. Why would you call me a monkey? No overzealous assessment of this. No, very simple. But yet we make it so hard because of our own biases, expectations, and personal lived experiences. But for a young man or a young woman that has never gone through that, never experienced that, never heard that, and you could hear in her conversation, you could hear in Shaw's conversation that that's not how they raise their kid. None of their kids. Although the grilled cheese And soup, I guess it'd be tomato soup, or clam chowder. Got some questions. I did want to know which side was coming out. But that's neither here nor there. Still, great introduction to the conversation. Then it went left. Yes, it went left. Yes, it went left. This baby girl took over the show. She became the star of the platform. Yes, she did. I must say, she became, hands down, the star of the platform. Why? Why? Because you could see that she's meticulous. She was plotting the whole time. The entire time she wanted to take over. Piece by piece. First thing came with the eating of a chip. Here's Shaw. Well, you can't eat the chips because they hear the chips. Your microphone picks up the chip. You should have seen her face. She didn't care. Don't give a damn about these people. I want a chip. Classic. Every part of the conversation this morning was classic. Even to the buildup of them cutting a spot for Inside Speaks, for the 10 o'clock spot every morning, Central Standard Time. You can watch Inside Speaks with Jonathan Shaw. And there's no telling what's going to come across the platform, because today, when I say she was a genius, and you could see it as it's being played out, because he's trying to get her to read the script, to like, share, comment, subscribe. She's going through multiple voices, multiple phases of voices. She's being in character, out of character. She's dynamic. She's giving it to you however you want. And at the same time, reading the lines that are coming up, extra comments that are coming up. All while Shaw is in an uproar of laughter, comical frustration, wanting to get his daughter to read, just simply read the lines. You see, it's hard working with family, ladies and gentlemen, especially when you have someone as smart and as on point as she is. Because at the same time, she knew those lines. She knew exactly what Shaw wanted her to do. I'm talking exact. Why? Because she did it without any problem. Boom. He didn't realize. He did a snake. She did a snake. Bow. Because she was going through different inflections. But when she hit him with the like, share, subscribe, Inside Speaks, bam. I say, oh, yes, he's been playing you like a fiddle. But the content was so classic and so funny and so human. The interaction between father, daughter, and mother in the other room pulling her hair out, laughing, watching it as well. Because, moms get frustrated. They're cringing. Oh, look at my daughter on this. Everybody's going to see. But it's fun. This stuff. I wanted to say shit, but damn. Oh, my bad, y'all. It was so funny. In such a familial way, in such a family way, that you couldn't help but to enjoy it. Now, you could do all kind of blooper clips, action takes, official drops. You can take, the video is going to go viral. I just because she's just got an outstanding personality. I'm not boasting or bragging. I'm just saying what I saw this morning, which put a smile on my face. And so that is how I started my day, ladies and gentlemen. Full of laughter, full of joy, full of excitement, knowing that generations to come, people are raising their families, people are their kids to be solid citizens, to be wholesome individuals with a personality at such a young age. Oh, man. So that was the start of the day. That was the start of the day. And like I said, I had to give that to you. I had to give you the Scott situation. Do not use Scott tissue. People say, you got the good, the bad. Which one you want, the bad or the good first? Well, I had to give you the bad first, then I had to give you the good because I didn't want to end up closing out my monologue on some bullshit. But you don't get that one. Oh man, yeah. So we're waiting for Jarrell Braswell. He'll be in with us today. Let me see who's locked in with us. I was sitting there ranting and raving, just reminiscing. So who is with us today? Dead ass, I'm Benji. Dead ass, I'm Benji. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the party. Let's see who else we got here. Oh man, they already chiming in. Angel Williams, welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. What's going on, sister? Jay Shaw, man, y'all had me dying today. Shaw, what's going on, man? What is going on? Angel says they never use Scott. Yeah, you don't want to use Scott either at all. Let's see. She was lost. Nah, she wasn't lost. She had you lost, Shaw. Nah, don't try to make it seem like she was on point. Baby girl was on point. I watched the whole thing and I went back and watched it again. You can see it in the eyes. You can see it in the eyes. She was playing the alligator. Yes, indeed. She was playing the alligator. And she played a little possum, too. You know how the possum in the middle of the road, you kick it, next thing you play like you did. Don't know nothing. And then right before you sit there and try to hit him with the shovel or hit him with that goddamn 22, you jump up and take off. Pew! Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed. Yeah, it went down. Give you guys a little heads up. Reset and Elevate will air on the 9th, July 9th, 6 o'clock with Emily Mitchell and Kiara Smith, mental health awareness. You guys tune in, make sure you lock in. It will follow, and if I'm not mistaken, it will follow the live at 5. So I think they're going to go live at 6 o'clock, somewhere around that time. Barbershop Talk, we have to lock in the dates with Pastor Lamont Mitchell to get those dates locked in. Inside Speaks is running daily, Central, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Like, share, comment, subscribe. 1 million people, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're going after. That's what we're going after. If you don't know, you got to go watch. You got to go watch Inside Speaks. That's all I can say. Today's show, go watch Inside. Go watch Inside Speaks all the time, but go watch today's show, 10 a.m. That was dropped. In the heat of the night, we chime in at around 11, 12 o'clock. 51 million. Oh, man. Yes, indeed. So, yeah. That's what we got going. That's what's coming down the pipeline. So be ready for it. A lot of exciting stuff that we're getting prepped for, and the network is having a lot of fun with. So, I'm 20 minutes in already, sitting here rambling and running my mouth. Let me sit there and drop this on you right quick. We're going to talk about this too, right? We're going to talk about this too. Don't nobody Do you like you do you, so do you like no one else can. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you, ladies and gentlemen? Can't nobody do you like you do you. Nobody. Because if that don't make sense to you, then you ain't doing you. You doing somebody else. Can't nobody do you like you do you. So do you like no one else. Just that simple. Just that simple. And if you are looking for great representation, if you're looking for an individual that is going to fight for you, that is going to promote for you, that is going to be that individual in your corner, I'm not a yes man. I'm just in your corner, helping you make sound decisions. Keep in mind that you can't have management without Jim. That might go over some of y'all head, but you got to have the GEM in the situation. Moving right along. Hit me up. Let me talk about it. Now, today is going to cost me. Today is going to cost me. If you are locked in with us today, it's going to cost me, right? And I want people on the live. I want people chimed in. I want people to participate. You have to participate if, in fact, because we hadn't done this in a minute, but, you know, we've done our 6 months. We've done our 6-month review. And, hey, we've had, what they say, a banner 6 months. So we're going to give away some prizes today. Yes. So that's why I want people locked in. I want you to engage. I want you to pay attention. Because you never know. You may walk away with something special. Can you cook? Can you cook? Because if you can cook, if you know how to cook, and you know how to throw down in the kitchen, like myself, because I throw down, I throw down. If you know how to sit there and get it in, and you like all the right blends, all the right flavors, yes, she did call me BG. She said she doing it her way. I'm doing it my way. That's right. She said, I know it's Big G, but I take the B and the G, put them together. I got PG. That shit was funny as hell. Anyway, back to the story, man. Back to the storyline. Back to the script. I mean, look, we could do a whole conversation on that podcast today, on that whole conversation between Shaw, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I just say that. But if you can cook, do you know how to cook? Because if you do, right, I got something for you. If you know how to cook, if you are one of those individuals, if you're a pioneer of the kitchen, if you are a sultan of the saucepan, if you know what it takes to make Alfredos, the linguinis, the Cornish hens, maybe even some lamb chops, Semi-Quest. I still ain't seen the lamb chop. I did see the Nacho Mamas on deck in front of the barbershop, and oh my goodness. I can't whistle all that well, you know what I'm saying? My lips a little bit too big. Boy, I tell you, that food look good. Nacho Mamas. Tap in. Tap in. If you're out there in Texas, you know what I'm saying? I have to get that flyer from Shaw so I can start pushing that flyer too. Shaw, send me that flyer when you get a chance, man. So we can help promote Nacho Mamas. And it's a great play on words. Nachos Mama. Nacho Mama. Great play on words. But just like that, and I'm making reference to the food, ladies and gentlemen, if you can get on like that, then I have something for you. If you can tell me, anybody that's on the live, anybody, and I'm going to need your address. And if you don't believe me, if you win something on our show, it's in the mail the next day. Unless it's a Sunday. It's in the mail the next day, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you. You'll be like, damn, you actually sent me something. Yes, I did. Because you wanted. This isn't gimmicks. This isn't hat trick. This isn't, play to the people to make it seem like you're doing something. Hey, man, you can win $1 million. Nah, I ain't giving out no million. There it is. Let's see. Nacho. Let me see if I can pull this up. There we go. Nacho Mamas. Loaded nachos made just for you. Choose your meat. Choose your toppings. You got brisket. You got chorizo. You got ground beef. Hot Cheetos with cheese. And choose your toppings. Wide variety. Lettuce. Tomatoes. Some say tomatoes. Jalapenos. Onions. Cilantro. Sour cream. Queso fresco. Avocado salad. Or salad. Oh, my bad. Not salad. Salsa. Avocado salsa. I can't see this small ass print. You know what I'm saying? But I can see. Who is this calling? Knowing I'm on live. And barbecue sauce. I don't know why you're going to put barbecue sauce on all that stuff. But maybe it's for the beef. Yeah. Okay. Water's going for $1. Soda's going for the... What? Man, look at here. Water going for the... Water going... Man... Water going for $1, man. These things cost $3-4. What? Woo! You're getting deals, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting deals. Deals and steals. Hot Cheetos going for the $3. Hell, the bag of Hot Cheetos by themselves cost $3. They giving away the cheese. Ain't no way. We need to retalk. We need to talk about this business model. How you making any money with the cost of produce today? Oh my goodness. But I love it. Jump on it. But if in fact you can name anybody that's out there that's on the line, this is gonna be the opener. This is gonna be the start. This is going to be the start. If you can tell me what my favorite seasonings is, if you can tell me what my favorite, if you can drop it in the comment, in the whatever, tell me what my favorite seasoning is. I don't care where you have. You're on LinkedIn, you're on Snapface, whatever, any one of these social platforms, you have a minute, 60 seconds to tell me what my favorite sauce is. Tell me what my favorite season is. If you can tell me what that is, I'm sending you the season. I got to get your address. I got to get your name. I got to get your postal information. I don't want you to drop it in the what you call it. Drop it in the DM. Or I'll hit you up later. If in fact you can tell me what my favorite seasoning is when it comes to cooking. Huh? If you can put My favorite seasoning in the line, in the getting the caramelized onion butter. Damn, it tastes good. It sounds good. But no. Anyway, if you can, I will send you something special. What is my, see, if you pay attention to the show, if you're really locked in with me, you know what my seasoning is. But you only got 30 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen. 30 seconds. If you have not dropped it in the line, if you haven't, let me know what you think. Let me know. And I might have to save this question for another segment. I might have to save this question for another segment. That lets me know that y'all don't know me. Y'all just pretending to know me. Y'all don't know G. I talk about cooking all the time. All the time. Excuse me. Oh, my goodness. Yep. 5, 4, 3, 2. Does anybody have an idea of what my favorite seasoning is when it comes to cooking? If you don't know, you need to find out. You could have been a winner. You could have been a winner today, ladies and gentlemen. You could have been a winner today. Yep. I will give you guys a hint. Not because I want to just spend money sending out postals, but because I enjoy talking about individuals that are doing great things. Yes, indeed, Angel, you tried. Thank you, my sister. Today's conversation on Industry Talk is being brought to you by our platinum sponsor, Tisha's Signature House Blend Season All. When you're preparing yourself something to eat, be sure to season your meats with Tisha's Signature House Blend Season All. Yes, indeed, I would have been sending out to the winner. You would have got you some Tisha's Seasonal. You would have been locked in, ladies and gentlemen. I'd have had some talking about tenderism. What? Taste buds popping. Pop. Keep it in mind for the next time. Keep it in mind for the next time. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. That's right. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. We all fall subject to it sometimes. Coulda, shoulda, and woulda. Yep. But I got cases. So I've got stuff to give away. Promotional items that I'm going to sit there and start distributing to our contestants. But you got to answer the question. You gotta be a part of it. You got to play the game. You got to play the game. See, I guess that I'm behind the curve because I don't have digital currency to give you, like little coins, like Mario coins and tokens and all the gifts and stuff, like Facebook tries to convince you that you're actually gaining something and winning something with these little gifts. And send them a gift. Send them a this. Man, do you know how much a gift is? It's less than a fraction of a penny. You know how many gifts you got to give somebody for it to actually add up to something? I don't have hundreds of millions of people on this thing giving up gifts. But this right here, go to the store. Go to the store and see what some Zatarain's cost you. See what some of that Tony Sacharans cost you. You see what I'm saying? See what the Piggly Wiggly sauce cost you. And I was going to get it to you for free, ladies and gentlemen. You know how much this thing go for? All right. Keep on playing. Keep on playing. You know, like 51 million. Yes, sir. That's an inside joke. I'm going to use that forever now. That's an inside joke. If you didn't watch the show, you just don't know. If you know, you know. Moving right along. Moving right along. Today's show, really, though, today's show is really about privacy, collection of data, the collection of human data stored, used, compiled, supposedly for our security, almost like precog. If you watch that movie with, I can't even think of the boy's name. He be in all the Mission Impossibles. I can't even think of their names because I don't be watching them like that. But he did a movie where the government was set up to come and arrest you for what they thought you were going to do or what you thought you were thinking about doing. You could have a thought, and this machine says, hey, he's thinking about going to do something heinous. You might want to go get him. And so they preempt the crime. Sounds fantastical, right? Sounds like some unbelievable fantasy that, you know, could never happen. But we're going to get into a discussion where I'm showing you where that's exactly what's happening. This isn't a movie. This is real life. Now, we had some conversations in the past on Industry Talk, and if you are a fan of the show, I need to know if you are a fan of the show, right? Okay. I have, and people think I'm kidding, but I get multiple books, right? I get multiple books, you know. I got a whole box of these books from my sister, Myosha. And Shaw had a video about this the other day, but in reference to writing the vision, you know, and making it plain, right? Write the vision, making it plain. This is another friend of mine that is a writer that we assist in helping her push her product, Myosha Nightingale. This was Freeway Ricky Ross's um, family, wife. She has 2 kids with Rick, and they're both excellent tennis players. But my good friend, Myosha Nightingale, has written several books. But this is the book today that I'm going to give away amongst others. We also have some extra copies of, and some of you guys might already have these, but you know, I'm always pushing the book. The Untold Story, Ricky Ross, the Untold Autobiography of Freddie Ricky Ross, 21 Keys of Success. Yeah, got plenty of them. But this first question. Well, second question. Second question. And you could win this book. All right. Write the Vision. You could win this book. If you can tell me, we were having a discussion about Freeway, Ricky Ross. We were having a discussion about some of the players in that situation, in that scenario. If you can tell me, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's locked in, whoever's paying attention, whoever is hearing my voice, and you like being a winner, You like being a winner. If you can tell me who one of the orchestrators were, right, at the time, and it's very specific orchestrator, during that era, if you can tell me, no, you're not commenting on the wrong page. I can see all of them. As a matter of fact, let me pull up the industry talk page, and let me see what's going on. I might be missing some details over there, and maybe Shaw answered the question. Maybe he answered the question in under a minute. Did he answer the question? Let me check, y'all, and see if Shaw answered the question. He might have won the stuff. He sure did. He won. Tisha Lee Seasoning. Yep. Bing, 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 bing. We have a winner, ladies and gentlemen. We have a winner. My apologies. I didn't think anybody was paying attention. I didn't think anybody had the answer. But Shaw pointed it out. So I will be sending, because he has it right there in the comments. I can't make this up. 9 minutes ago, Tisha Lee Seasoning. That's right. And Minority Report. I say precog, but it's Minority Report. Thank you, Shaw. Thank you. Appreciate you. So here's my thing, y'all. If you can tell me who the player was during that era, during that time with Freer Ricky Ross and that whole Iran-Contra situation, who was the head of the NSA at the time? If you can put that in the comment, if you got 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds. This book can be yours. This could be yours. If you can tell me the name. Don't go look it up. Don't go try to punch it up right quick. You got 15 seconds. Who was the head of the NSA at the time? If you can sit there and punch that into the comments, you could be a winner of Right Division and Keeping It Plain. Soleil Sellers Jr., welcome to the live, man. Welcome to the live. We're looking for active participants that can tell me who was the head of the NSA during the Reagan administration and the Iran-Contra affair and the Freer Ricky Ross, Danilo Blandone situation. If you can tell me who was the head of the NSA at the time, you've got 5 seconds. You've got 5 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Two. Any history buffs out there? Anybody? 1. Time's up. So let's get into it. Because you're noticing the uptick in the herd cameras. They say flock cameras. No, they're watching the herd. They're watching the masses, right? They're saying it's for safety, security. No, it's for tracking. It's for surveillance. It's for data collection. Don't get it twisted. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to let you know what's really going on. A lot of you already know what's really going on. So we on this platform, we're talking about these things because this stuff is really happening. But people make it seem as though it's been happening or it's been really prevalent since a particular individual. Okay? Now, There was a bombshell that dropped in the NSA back in 2013. If you can tell me what that bombshell was and what that event was that took place in 2013 with the NSA, I have for you the Freeway Ricky Ross Untold Autobiography. I will be sending it to you. Boom. At your doorstep. At your doorstep. If you can tell me what happened, right? That's question number 3. Question number 2, I haven't gotten any responses. So that ship is sailed. I don't have anybody in the feed that's telling me anything. So I will give you the responses here in just a minute. Anybody? No. Might be Odom. No, it's not Odom. Not Odom. But I'm going to get to who it is here in just a second. I'm going to get to who it is in just a second. But subsequently, in 2013, the hammer dropped. The proverbial hammer dropped. Can you tell me, and I have that Freeway Ricky Ross book for you. Can you tell me, because I'm looking for 2 names, but one ship is already sailed. So nobody won that other book either. But if you want the Freeway Ricky Ross book, tell me, somebody in the comments, and I'll even sweeten the pot. I'll give you the Ross book and some seasoning. Tisha's seasoning. I'll give you both. I'll give you the combination. Right? I'll send it to you. I'll put it in the mail tomorrow. If you can tell me what happened in 2013 with the NSA, the bombshell. Don't go look it up. I need you guys to be aware of this stuff. Because we're always talking about the surveillance state. We're always talking about our privacy being infringed upon. Let me know. I'll give you a little bit more time because I'm going to sit there and take a commercial break right quick. Yeah, I'm going to take a commercial break. And the commercial we're going to be talking about today, a little spot we're going to talk about today is, let's see if I can pull this up. Pull this up. Where'd it go? I just had it. Maybe further up in the feed. Mm-hmm. It disappeared on me. I don't know how it disappeared. Or maybe it's because it's covered by something. Anyway, we was about to do a commercial break. Shaw, do me a favor and resend, because I don't know where it went. It disappeared on me. Resend that Nacho Mama's flyer to me if you can, Shaw. Resend the Nacho Mama's flyer in the feed so I can pull it back up for the people to see. But it's crazy because you can only see it on Facebook. You can't see it. You can't see it. There you go. I'm gonna send it to myself. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna end up sending it to myself so that I can pull it up onto the platform. You see, that's what I want to be able to do. I want to be able to pull it up on the platform and talk about Nacho Mamas, which was out at the barbershop this past weekend. SemiQuest and the crew was out there promoting, hitting it hard, doing what they do. And man, if you should have, I guess I'm taking for granted that it was chicken on a stick. It could have been frogs. I don't know. It looked kind of funny. With SimonQuest, ain't no telling, you know what I'm saying? Just like the Chinese folk, it might have been rats or something. But it looked good. You know, don't get me wrong now. In the bush, I didn't have a little rat before. Don't you know, season that thing up right. All right now. All right. Tastes like some well-cooked chicken. Let's see. Don't ever think that I'm commenting or making fun of people. That's not what I do. That's not what I do. If I talk about it, I've experienced it in some kind of way, shape, form, or fashion in my life. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. You know, just like I don't eat Indian food. I do not. And when I say Indian food, I'm not talking about Cherokee, Blackfoot, but no. I'm talking about red dot niggas, you know what I'm saying? Overseas, Bangladesh, you know, I'm not knocking their personalities into people. Don't get me wrong. Don't sit there and say, oh man, right? No, I don't eat your food. Now, just because I'm giving folks a description in terms of who I'm talking about, don't take it wrong. Don't take the shit the wrong way. Don't get on here talking about, oh man, we got to boycott and come up in arms against Big G because he don't like the Indians. I don't like no motherfucking body. So you're not gonna be doing a whole lot of boycotting. I don't give two flying flips of a fuck. But what I am saying is that I don't eat Indian food. Why? Pray tell. And I will. Because of my experience in what I saw. Not what I heard or what I saw. And what I saw was some unclean situation, some unsanitary type behavior. Wait a minute, I go to the bathroom and Scott's situation was bad. You mean there's no toilet with running water? Where's the tissue? Is the toilet tissue? So how do you cleanse yourself after? Number 2. And where does it go? Because it smells in here and there's flies. I'm not using this restroom. I'm sorry. A hole in the ground. Best believe people have missed. But you expect me? No. Everything went back up. I'm good. And you're cooking. I just explained to you I had to take me a whole shower for fecal matter. But yet, in fact, you're giving me a full-on display in this bathroom and this cooking situation with kebabs and spices. And that's why they spice shit up so much. They're trying to kill the parasitic infection that they're passing on to you. So no, I don't eat Indian food. Because of what I experienced. And I don't worship rats. You don't take my word for it. Look it up yourself. And let me hit the reverse button. They use the left hand to wipe. So they don't shake your hand. They don't do whatever, all the kind of. But you expect me to eat the food that you're cooking? You must be out your damn mind. Hell to the no. No, 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 no. Nope. I'll starve on this trip. Yeah. Yeah. So did anybody come up with the answer to the third question? 2013. What happened? Nobody? Nobody? You mean to tell me nobody? Oh man. I gotta start doing some educational sessions in some what do you call it? Some informational um, uh, topics to get you guys and keep you guys filled in with everything that's going on in the world. Because if you don't pay attention to it, it'll bite you in the ass. I promise you, it will bite you in the ass. You know, when you least expect it. See, that's how it was in Iraq. So you okay? So you think it's all right? He ain't lying because I was in Bahrain. You know, although it's city, type stuff, but something. You see, Shaw was out there in Iraq in the desert. I don't know if he was in Canada. I don't know where he was at, but GA, yeah. Hey, I ain't about to eat that shit. I'll wait till I get back to the ship. I will starve in this motherfucker. Nothing around this motherfucker. But as I was saying, let's see if it. I'm gonna have to make the adjustments, y'all, because I just pulled it up on the screen, and I'm gonna have to make the adjustments. But we were talking about Not Your Mama. Not Your Mama's is my man. They were out there this weekend at the barbershop. Let me pull this back up on this other side because I want to give it some justice. I mean, although I can, I can still talk about it, because I know about it. Let's see. Not Your Mama is, and I don't have a phone number or a point of contact on here to shout out, but that's okay. Or do I? Let me see if I got one. I do have one on here. All right. I'm going to give y'all the whole rundown on Not Your Mama's right now. All right. And this was for an event. Oh, maybe it's every Saturday. Is it every Saturday? Times 12 p.m. to 5 p.m.? If so, okay, we're going to run it. All right. And this is double entendre. Y'all going to love this one here. Ed and Guy's Barbershop. If you know where Ed and Guy's Barbershop is. So now we're talking about go and get your haircut, go and get your manscaping, your grooming on. At the same time, out in the parking lot, we have Not Your Mama's food truck, food service, food vending in the space, in the place. Ed and Guy's Barbershop, 7350 North Beach Street, 76137. I don't know if that's in Texas. I don't know if that's in New Jersey, but hey, y'all know where it is. On IG at Nacho_Mamas 84. NACHO _MAMAS 84. Holla at my man Jonathan Shaw. Holla at Quest Promotions. Like I said, man, make sure you tap in every Saturday times 12 p.m., 5 p.m. at the Ed and Guy's Barbershop parking lot. Not Your Mama's in the building. When I say some of the best prices, Go try to get that nacho plate that they got right there. Loaded nachos made just for you. Choose your meat. From brisket, chorizo, ground beef. They ain't got no Wagyu. I ain't seen none of that Wagyu. But they got everything else. Lettuce, tomatoes, or tomatoes, however you say, 6 in one hand, half dozen in another. Jalapenos, onions, cilantro, sour cream, queso fresco, avocado salsa. I said salad the last time, but I meant to say salsa. Barbecue sauce, drinks. You got dollar water. I don't know where they're selling waters for $1 no more, but you better go grab them because they got them. And sodas for the $2. Fresh, bold, made with love. And, ladies and gentlemen, that is the flyer of my good man, Jonathan Shaw. If, in fact, you're looking for someone to help you out with some graphics, illustration, and the like, marketing, media, and promotions, get in contact with Jonathan Shaw. Not your mamas, ladies and gentlemen. Tap in, man. Tap in. It's the family. Do anything. Do anything. Right? Did anybody come with the answer? Nobody got no answers today? I'm dealing with the special ed group today. Special ed group. So I'm just going to have to be, forward and let you guys know what's going on. First answer. Well, let me segue into it. The bombshell in 2013 was Edward Snowden, right? NSA. Revelations where that a massive leak of classified national security agency documents were leaked or stolen by Edward Snowden. Whether he was a plant by the Russian government because he's living in Russia right now, which I don't believe so. I just think he did something very stupid. And I feel a particular way about that simply because of how I feel about privacy and the protection of information, because information is detrimental. It can be detrimental. It can cost lives based on if information falls or intelligence falls into the wrong hands. Yes. So these files exposed global mass surveillance programs, sparking intense debates on digital privacy, constitutional rights, and government transparency. They said that was back in 2013. That was the big scoop, the big story, and everyone was up in arms and upset about what Edward Snowden had done. And what the government, in particular the NSA, had done, which in fact we talked about a while back, they've been doing for years. This isn't something that's new. But to the masses, it was something new. It was a new revelation. They said after 9/11 and the Patriot Act passing and the whole 9 yards, hey man, they amped up surveillance. They amped up warrantless wiretaps and the FISA review board and the oversight committees to make sure that government surveillance had a watchdog, to make sure that they weren't stepping out of bounds. Really? Well, let me bring your attention to what I was talking about earlier. The person I was talking about earlier was Admiral John Poindexter. He was the head of the NSA at the time. And we talked about this because we talked about TIA, total information awareness, surveillance. And I just made mention to flock cameras or the herd cameras where they're watching every move you make. If you're in the dope game, if you under an impression, whereas you think you have an affiliation or a connection with the cartels or any kind of illicit organization, and you're doing crime, and you don't think that the government isn't involved in assisting you in participating in being complicit in making that crime goes through or it happens, you lost in the sauce, man. You are truly lost in the sauce. Sometimes you got to know when to get out, because it's not that you're not good at what you're doing, or you ain't slick, or you're not smooth. No, you're under surveillance. They're watching you. They're listening to you. They're monitoring your keystrokes from your text, your keyboards, whatever the case may be. Am I just talking out the side of my neck, or am I giving you something that you really need to pay attention to? Because this is only on the illegal elements of the world. But they're not just paying attention to folks that are committing illegal crimes. They're paying attention to any and every one. They're gathering. They can't just gather a single line of information, because that single line of information, as it goes across its way, has so many different tentacles that come off of it. You never know who you may run across, or who someone you know may have a conversation with someone that might be the jihadist, Al Qaeda, homegrown terrorist, rapist. You never know, right? So those are the reasons and the excuses behind why they're doing what they're doing. But we're saying, when did this start? When did this intelligence gathering commence? At this level in terms of the digital landscape, right? Take you back. I'm going to take you back to a point to where you're going to be like, gee, you must be out your damn mind. No, I'm not out my mind. Because we're under the impression that this shit is new. There's nothing new with this intelligence gathering and the state of the union, or the government structure and the construct of the United States, or any government for that matter, protecting and safeguarding itself. Echelon, Minaret, Shamrock, Promise. Those programs were started back in 1978. They had programs before that, but I'm not going to go back beyond 78 because some of you aren't that old. But if we're talking about time frame, and we're saying playing the game, right? They've had 50 plus years of watching, documenting, sourcing, outsourcing, intelligence gathering, figuring out. If we know the flock patterns of geese flying south, or if we know how whales travel and track to breeding grounds, or how salmon go upstream, how are they getting these data points? Where are they getting this information? Because they're watching, they're tagging, they're releasing things back out into the wild. They're getting resource information. So the same things, catch and release, the same things that they're doing to the wildlife, they're doing to the human herd. And it works the same way. These flock cameras track movements of individuals, cars, people, groups of people, where the heaviest amounts of traffic are, because they're pulling all kinds of data points to do what? It's not just watching because of illegal activity. They want to know, where's the best place to put this shopping center? Where's all the traffic going? What stores are they going to? You're buying something at the convenience store, scan your driver's license. For what? They're gathering data, ladies and gentlemen. They're gathering resource information to make sound decisions in terms of how to promote and market to you. They sell your data to third-party entities. But that's not even what I wanted to get into. That's a different rabbit hole that I not even want to talk about. But What I am talking about is John Poindexter. Y'all have to remember these names. Snowden wasn't shit. That was damn near laughable because he's revealing things that we've already known. They even made a big movie about it. Ooh, yes, look at this. We can watch people through their monitors. We can listen to their phone conversations. We can read their emails. We can sit there and gather and collect all of this information, and now we have to give it to analysts to pull together those data points to see if, in fact, this individual could possibly be a homegrown terrorist or an issue or a problem for the state. TIA was intended back in the day just to be functioning for 5 years. Total information awareness was a mass detection program by the United States Information Awareness Office. It operated under the title from February up to 2003 before they changed the name to the Terrorism Information Awareness. It's still TIA, but instead of total, which they were doing and still are doing, information awareness, they're saying that this is directed towards and strictly towards terrorism, wherever they may find it. Based on the concept of predictive policing. Remember what I was talking about? Precog, the Minority Report with the Mission Impossible guy. TIA was meant to correlate detailed or compile, some of you may not know what correlate is, but compile detailed information about people in order to anticipate and prevent terrorist incidents before execution. So you're meaning to tell me that you're gathering all of these data points and getting do you feel safe knowing that someone knows every detail about who you are? From banking to business, from business to booty, they know everything about you. This program was modeled for specific information sets in the hunt for terrorists around the globe. Here's that name, Admiral John Poindexter, who still to this day is living. He and Oliver North are still living, were instrumental in getting these things off the ground. Poindexter, back in the day, called it the Manhattan Project for Counterterrorism. According to Senator Ron Wyden, TIA was the biggest surveillance program in the United States history. Congress defunded the Information Awareness Office in late 2003. Now, from 78 to 2003, it's a lot of time of just gathering data on American people. After media reports criticized the government for attempting to establish total information awareness over all citizens. Although the program was formally suspended, wink, wink, other government agencies later adopted some of its software because they broke it down, compartmentalized it, and you can't use this and we can't match both of these together, this part of the program, because it makes it too powerful. Man, y'all believe that shit if you want. TIA's core architecture continued to develop under the code name Basketball. Isn't that something? According to a 2012 New York Times article, TIA's legacy was and still is, ladies and gentlemen, quietly thriving at the NSA. Still to this day. I had to explain to my wife when we were in Hawaii that there's a secret base lodged in the mountain that houses the NSA. because of the traffic that comes from that part of the world. It is the central leading data point spot in the world. Telecom traffic, satellite traffic comes from that South Pacific Fleet area. The NSA is set up and housed to receive every data point. And you ask me, what is the importance of this conversation? The importance of the conversation is, if you ever feel that you're in a situation, it seems like something is looming or lurking or watching or listening. If you've ever had that feeling, it's not a feeling, it's your instincts telling you that you're being watched. Some of you have to tap into that instinctual behavior that keeps us human. You see, we get too laid back, we get too passive, we get too complacent. We don't want to be on edge. My wife asked me why I don't like to sit with my back to people or to the door when we walk into establishments and things of that nature. Why am I always sighting the line for the exits? And because anything is subject to happen and pop off at any time. And I want to be prepared for that. Whatever that may be. I don't have to be a direct line of action. I could be finding the exit to safeguard myself, regroup, and think about the next move, as opposed to trying to go straight through the fire. But if you feel like you're being watched, you are. Let me just ease your mind. You are. Jay Shaw says the Army always says moves as if always being, because they know you are. They know that you are. Do you know how much it costs for surveillance footage from a satellite? The costs are overwhelming. Flock cameras, shit, that's free shit. They can put flock cameras up with a what you call it, with a solar panel and a Wi-Fi. Cheap surveillance with true effectiveness. Because the artificial intelligence that they're embedding, and it's connected to what? Your taxes, it's connected to Department of Revenue, it's connected to the county where you get your tags, it's connected to insurance companies. So once they run your tag, flock camera catches you, because it's flagging everything. It's scanning every tag, every person, every car that it sees coming and going. And it's sending this data back to these databases. This is how you streamline stuff. This is work efficiency at its finest. Automation. We talked about how we streamline these processes. They're doing it. And they're implementing it on you, the human race. And you're not even aware of it. Why am I getting a fucking ticket in the mail? Because this flock camera caught you doing 70 in a 45. Ain't no state trooper. This flock camera caught you throwing garbage doing 90 on a 25. And they say you ain't got no insurance. Pay the man. They're bending you over, man. They're bending you over without the grease, ladies and gentlemen. You wonder why Diddy had all that baby oil. Shit gets sticky. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And last but not least, before we get out of here, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, see there, brand new in the bag, official NBA Detroit Pistons gear, still in the bag, So I told y'all, man, I got some gifts. I got some stuff to give away. I'm already giving away some season. Y'all won some season today. We had a winner today. Last question for the day. Right? 30 seconds after I finish the question. For his official NBA regular season debut, how many points did Tolu Smith score? And how many rebounds did he have? And on which day? And who did they play? In his official regular season debut, how many points and rebounds did Tolu score? What day was it? And who did they play? If you can give me that answer in 30 seconds, put it in the feed. I'm sending you the hoodie. I'm sending you this brand new Detroit Pistons official NBA basketball hoodie. Yep. Oh, hell. You got 15 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. You got 15 seconds. Yeah. We didn't up the ante. That's right. Anybody that's been paying attention, let me know. You got 10 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody, any takers? If not, that's okay. Today was a fun day. And like my wife told me, we were coming from dinner, and it stuck. It always sticks when my wife talks to me. Even in death, life still goes on, ladies and gentlemen. Life still goes on. So make the best of it, make the most of it, enjoy every part of it. If you can start your day like I started my day today, every day, life would be such, and the world would be such a more beautiful and wonderful place. Right? All right. Keep in mind what's going on with us. I'm a tech guy. I love tech. I enjoy technology. Right? But I don't like an invasion of privacy. Just like somebody sitting there over your fence looking in your bathroom window while you're taking a shower. Right? Think about that. Or listening to your most intimate thoughts and conversations that you hold sacred. All you need is 2 data points. 3 is key. for a true tracking position, a true geospatial tracking position. 2 data points will get you there. 3, I can lock in on you, like really lock in on you and stay locked in on you through what they call a roving wiretap. Geofencing is real. Target marketing and overt solicitation through electronic devices is real. Are they listening? Are they acquiring data? Yes, they are. So that's why when I get on these devices, I say what the hell I want to say. I do what the hell I want to do because I'm not going to be circumscribed to being quote unquote politically correct to succumb to the bullshit and the mass surveillance that is taking place in the world today. Your silence is what drives the intensity of mass surveillance and the continual push of them infringing on your rights of privacy. Do I understand the construct of government? Of course I do. Do I believe that there is some um, stretching, overreach, big brother? Yes, of course I do. But if we as a people don't get a hold of that whole construct, which we have not, like I said, since 1978, these things have been going on, but we have not been paying attention to it. And we're happy with the fact that we feel safe because they say we're safe. Do you understand how many imminent threats to the United States happen every day? Imminent threats. It doesn't have to necessarily happen on the continental United States, on this soil, but it happens. Overseas, there are think tanks of different government offshoots and people that are determined, hell bent on destroying the construct of America. And we sit around unwittingly knowing or not knowing what's taking place. You go to different places overseas, you have kids in camps that are fighting and training to kill you. And won't think anything of it, not give it a second thought, because that's what they're being trained to do every day. You ever had that? You do something every day. You train every day. You go to the range every day. You're shooting at targets. You're running through different training scenarios. You're sitting there taking real live fire just to sit there and see how you would react. You're going through this every day. You're being malnourished. You're being put through all kinds of hell to see if your brain is going to function correctly in distressed or stressful situations, how you react, sleep deprivation, you name it. You're going through all kinds of training to see how you're going to be in a true situation, in the field, in the theater, in the thick of it. While we're here in America complaining about fucking McDonald's and um, Wi-Fi and what kind of car I'm going to drive, the luxuries of life. I didn't expect this conversation to take this turn today. But it's going in this direction because we as a people are caught up in some of the most meaningless things. There's real life that's happening around the globe, and we're not seeing the real impact of it. We, we, we're we're so arrogant enough to believe that we can't be touched. We fight about internal racism. We fight about black on black crime. We fight about, and there's white on white crime. We know that. Crime happens where you are. It doesn't have a color to it. If you live in a black community, black folks are committing the crime. If you live in a white community, white folks are committing the crime. If you live in an Asian community, Asian folks are committing the crimes. Let's just be real. But we're so quick to point the finger in terms of why our system has broken down. How many years? Yeah, I know the history. I lived part of the history. I'm 50 plus. So I've gone through it. I've lived through the racial elements of our country. But in doing so, it has not stopped me from pursuing what it is and who it is and where it is I'm trying to get to and things that I want to accomplish for my life. I'm not going to allow they, whoever they may be, because they may have the same skin tone as me, hinder me or be an impasse to my success. That's a personal anecdote. Make sure you guys lock in with us. July 9th, 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. Reset and Elevate will be airing their second show here on the Primetime Network. Emily Mitchell and Kiara Smith, mental health awareness. We're going to lock in the date with Pastor Lamont Mitchell on the barbershop talk, and locking in with that conversation with him. Inside Speaks, here with us every day, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Like, share, and subscribe to Jonathan Shaw on YouTube and all social media platforms. We know Inside Speaks. Lock us in. Industry Talk, daily program. You're locked in with me right now. Industry Talk, live at 5 Central Standard Time daily. Rise and Grind, 7 a.m. in the morning. Primetime Rise and Grind. That early morning start to everything that we have going on. And in the heat of the night, 11:30, 12 o'clock, just unwind session with myself and Jarrell Braswell, going over everything that has taken place throughout the day and things to come down the pipeline. Stay vigilant. Stay aware. 360 degrees of awareness. That's real. But still at the same time, enjoy your life. The sky is not falling, ladies and gentlemen. You get on this thing, everybody's telling you that it's doomsday. The world is coming to an end. Revelations, and we've even had those conversations here. But how often do we have world ending situations and circumstances that we're faced with? We were told that an entire population of woolly mammoth and dinosaurs were taken out because of the ice age, however many hundreds of thousands of years ago. I can't even put a timestamp on it. But yet we've had yet to have another occurrence like that. Seems like it. Extreme heat, extreme bats of cold. Well, if you keep doing research and you start finding out that these folks are actually trying to play God and they're playing with the weather, and they are the cause of some of these superstorms. This isn't conspiracy theory, ladies and gentlemen. This is real. The HARP project, HAARP, the HARP project is real. You send an ionized beam into the stratosphere constantly. When you're dispensing aerial particles into the sky to see the reactions in clouds, to see if it can boost the rain levels. We're making rain, we're making storms. This isn't science fiction anymore. These are people at their best trying to play God, wanting to play God. And some of them actually think they're gods. If I cracked open your chest, took your heart out, put another heart in, stitched up all the ventricles and the arteries to make sure that your heart is pumping, plucked that motherfucker to get it beating again, closed you back up, and in 24 to 48 hours, you open your eyes. Yeah, they're playing God, ladies and gentlemen. You're a cadaver. So what is resting? What is at rest when they sit you on that slab and you're dead? Officially. Once they've taken your heart out. They've had heart transplants, lung transplants, augmentation. So you're telling me that they figured out a way to um, um, encapsulate your soul, to keep your soul alive and intact within that body? Because once they open you, yes, gas and spirit and all parts of you are coming out. See, that's something for us to think about. And we're going to have a discussion about that too. What is the soul? The power of the soul. And how do you wake up? after they've put you to sleep and commenced the chopping up on you, surgery, and have surgery, and you wake up a different person. Anyway, it's been fun. It's been a great conversation. I've always ran this thing up on 2 minutes. I mean, on 2 hours, 2 minutes. Man, thank you everybody who's joined the party, man. Dead ass, I'm Benji. Solely Sellers, Lights Out Entertainment. Let's see. And some. Ann's mom. Okay, what's going on, Mom? How you doing, Mom? 001. Okay. Welcome to the party, y'all. We about to get off this thing. We about to get up out of here. We've been scanting and ranting for a minute. Thank you for joining the show. It's been another great episode of Industry Talk here on the Prime Time Network. And y'all already know me, beautiful people. It's always about health, wealth, wellness. Shaw, got some coming to you. Stay dangerous, man.